As the J-15T fighter jet soared from the Liaoning ski jump deck, its wingtips slicing through the humid air of the western Pacific, it marked not merely the takeoff of an aircraft, but the extension of a major power's maritime and aerial projection capabilities. The F-15J, enveloped by the beam of an advanced active phased array radar, its pilot hearing the shrill alarm in the cockpit, it seemed like a jarring footnote to the power shift of this era in the military domain. The confrontation that unfolded over the waters southeast of Okinawa on December the 6th carried implications far deeper than a mere tactical radar lock. It represented a silent collision between systems, generations, and two distinct security philosophies, profoundly revealing the rapidly reshaping air and sea power dynamics across East Asia and the Western Pacific. We must recognize that modern aerial combat is no longer chivalrous one-on-one duels, but node-to-node confrontations supported by integrated systems. The J-15T's ability to command superiority in distant maritime airspace stems from the efficient operation of a vast and sophisticated combat network. The Liaoning carrier strike group itself functions as a mobile maritime fortress integrating detection, command, attack, and defense capabilities. The escorting Type 055 destroyers, equipped with dual-band radars and formidable intelligence processing capabilities, function as Aegis systems of the oceans, providing the entire formation with air situation awareness hundreds of kilometers away. The KJ-500 airborne early warning aircraft, utilizing its unique digital array radar technology, continuously monitors vast airspace with enhanced precision and anti-jamming capabilities, guiding fighters to optimal attack positions. Moreover, a network of space-based reconnaissance satellites, operating in higher orbits likely already had real-time visibility of every movement in this maritime domain. It is precisely this seamless integration of aerial eyes, maritime brains, and celestial tentacles that forms a three-dimensional battlefield awareness network, granting J-15T pilots near unidirectional transparency and battlefield intelligence. In contrast, while the Japan Air Self-Defense Force possesses advanced early warning aircraft like the E-767, its operational framework prioritizes air defense and interception over homeland and narrow adjacent straits, maintaining sustained, high-intensity air system countermeasures. Far from its territory inherently presents limitations. In this incident, Japan likely relied primarily on fighter-mounted radars and long-range guidance from ground radar stations, already at a disadvantage in the breadth and depth of system support. This confrontation also vividly demonstrated the generational advantage of fighter aircraft. The J-15T, developed after China thoroughly assimilated the technology of the Su-33 prototype and deeply integrated the latest domestic avionics, represents the level of a fourth-and-a-half-generation heavy carrier-based fighter. Its active phased array radar not only boasts extended detection ranges and robust multi-target tracking capabilities, but also features powerful electronic countermeasures in low observable modes, enabling undetected detection and lock-on. The PL-12A and PL-15 long-range air-to-air missiles it carries significantly outperform the AIM-120B, early model missiles currently deployed by Japan's F-15J fleet in both range and kill zones. This means that in beyond visual range air combat, the J-15T can initiate attacks with the advantage of seeing, firing, and killing first, all while remaining outside the enemy's effective range. In contrast, Japan's F-15J fleet is nearing the end of its service life. Despite undergoing partial modernization upgrades, its core airborne radar, mission computer, and electronic warfare systems still retain the architectural level of the 1980s and 1990s. Even the latest APG-82V, one active phased array radar upgrade represents a patch for an aging platform, with its overall performance lagging behind that of newly designed fourth-and-a-half-generation fighter platforms. This generational gap manifests as a tactical disadvantage of being locked onto during peacetime standoffs, and translates directly into a life-or-death disparity in wartime. Japan's urgent procurement and accelerated operational deployment of the F-35B aim precisely to bridge this capability gap. However, as a fifth-generation aircraft centered on stealth and multi-role capabilities, the F-35 is not inherently specialized in traditional high-speed intercept operations. Moreover, its integration into existing combat systems and the development of new tactics will require a lengthy process. From a broader geostrategic perspective, this incident epitomizes the divergent paths taken by China and Japan in developing their maritime capabilities. China is pursuing a strategy of building large aircraft carriers, establishing a blue water navy, and safeguarding its interests in distant seas. The routine long-range training exercises of the Liaoning and its sister ship, the Shandong, particularly their deployment of new generation carrier-based aircraft like the J-15T deep into the Western Pacific, signify that China's carrier strike groups have transitioned from an exploratory training phase to a deployment stage with operational combat capabilities. Their objective extends beyond safeguarding near-sea security to securing vital maritime transport lines and shaping a favorable strategic posture across broader maritime domains. As a maritime nation, Japan has traditionally relied on U.S. carrier strike groups and its own elite anti-submarine and air defense destroyer forces, exemplified by the 88 Fleet for Maritime Security. However, facing increasingly formidable carrier strike groups and long-range air power from adversaries, Japan feels unprecedented anxiety. Consequently, in recent years, Japan has intensified military deployments in the Southwest Islands, constructing radar stations, anti-ship missile emplacements, and military airfields to build a defensive chain. Simultaneously, it has pursued quasi-carrier capabilities through the carrier conversion of Izumo-class helicopter destroyers as a countermeasure. These two approaches converged on the high seas south of Okinawa, one showcasing mature carrier-based air combat capabilities, the other representing a reactive, forward-deployed surveillance and interception posture. The disparity in initiative between them was starkly revealed during this aerial encounter. This incident will inevitably trigger far-reaching and complex chain reactions. For Japan, it serves as the sharpest wake-up call. It will significantly accelerate the domestic upgrade of F-15J fighters and likely drive increased procurement and deployment of F-35s. Simultaneously, Japan will further deepen military integration with the United States, promote deeper operational data link sharing, and even explore more advanced joint warfare concepts. Moreover, Japan's government-backed security support framework, which provides radar systems and patrol vessels to Southeast Asian and Pacific Island nations, carries long-term ambitions to establish a surveillance network targeting China and expand strategic depth for other regional countries. This serves as a stark demonstration of capability. When assessing regional security, planning national defense, and selecting partners, nations will inevitably weigh the true shifts in the balance of power with greater caution. For the Chinese Navy, this successful distance sea training operation validated the carrier strike group's integrated combat capabilities and the performance of new generation carrier-based aircraft. It accumulated invaluable data and experience, laying a foundation of confidence for future larger-scale, more complex distance sea deployments. In the future, with the addition of more advanced stealth carrier-based aircraft and catapult-equipped carriers, the Chinese naval aviation's distance sea air superiority capabilities will achieve a qualitative leap. Ultimately, the fleeting radar blips over the waters south of Okinawa illuminate a historic transformation. It heralds that through a systematic modern defense industry, sustained technological innovation, and unwavering strategic investment, a nation once lacking presence in the skies has forged an aerial sword capable of safeguarding its interests in distant seas. Meanwhile, the nation that once relied on a single-star asset for localized advantage now faces the grim challenges of an aging system and widening generational gap. The balance of power in East Asian skies is dynamically shifting. Each wave beneath the wings chronicles a new chapter in this silent yet profound transformation. This silent contest, devoid of explosive flashes or crashing wreckage, reveals realities and futures clearer and more profound than any simulated shoot-down. It tells us that the contest for modern air superiority has evolved from platform-to-platform confrontation to system-to-system confrontation, extending from near-sea to far-sea domains. In this protracted competition, the pace of technological innovation and system integration will ultimately determine who commands tomorrow's skies.